Yo, what up? Yeah, I'm driving. How's it going? It's going. I'm driving here, and I've been like really interested in AI and stuff like that lately, and figured I'd talk about my personal thoughts and things that I've listened to, and possibly hear what you guys have to say about it. I don't think anybody commented on the video I did a couple days ago about the Arkansas debacle. So I figured I would, I don't know, just speak about something else that doesn't involve ChatGPT giving me a prompt, basically a script to read from. I didn't want to get any of the facts wrong, and I'm not going to be, I got a full-time job. I'm not going to go through and look for all the facts. And I imagine if you want factual data, you're going to want to go and you want it quickly. AI is a pretty good way to do it. And there's more than one way. I pay for a subscription to ChatGPT. I have for a while. There's now Ask Perplexity. Perplexity is like, I've heard, my wife has even heard of this, saying that it could potentially replace Google. Just because when you search for something, it parses millions of websites. I imagine, I didn't look at the science behind anything, but from what I understand, it parses through millions of websites or thousands of websites even, and it gives you what it believes to be the facts of everything when it comes to anything. So you ask for something and it provides that kind of shit. So I'm down with it, and I've only used it a couple of times, and I see it constantly being I'm on Twitter a lot, or X, whatever you want to call it, just because I feel like, I don't know, maybe the algorithm just likes it. I like the algorithm for that. It shows me stuff that I'm actually interested in reading about, and it has a pretty even down the middle type of how people comment on it. And regardless, I'm basically digressing here, but I'm stating that I like it because you could do like a @Grok, hey, what does this mean? And then the AI that's built into X will give you like a rundown of what a picture is supposed to have, like for context, or what someone might mean in their post. And then you can also ask Perplexity to do kind of the same thing. So it's cool. So Perplexity, AI, sort of like a Google search, but with links to where it pulls its information from, so you can go validate it, which you should still always do at this point in AI's lifespan, because you never know. You don't know if everything's correct, but in the case of the Arkansas script, I had to do a deep search. I trusted it, and I talked about it, and that's what I did. Now, anything else that's a little more of like a touchy subject or something, I might go through and spend a little more time validating the sources that it provided, which I don't think I even posted that in my description, because I did everything from my phone. I recorded it through my phone, though I did use my computer screen to see all of the information to read from, because I can't really read a ChatGPT prompt. Jesus, these people here, man, I swear to God. Sorry. I couldn't read a ChatGPT prompt from my phone and record it at the same time. So that's how I did that. Now, and then of course Grok is the other AI tool that you can use. And right now in this phase, which of course I haven't had the privilege of being able to use any of these agents that have been released. If you don't know what an agent is, from my understanding, it is pretty much a glorified website builder. It will take your prompt, which is typically 1 to 2 sentences, or as detailed as you want it to be, which I've seen it as little as 1 sentence, an elongated one, I would say, with some pertinent information, like creating a website with sliders that allow you to see how bacteria would grow in different environments. And it has even like a little GUI, graphical user interface, where it will show you what the bacteria starts as, and then with your sliders in specific spots with like humidity and stuff like that, it will show how quickly, over a set amount of time, how quickly that bacteria would grow and fester, right? So, and it did that in about 9 minutes. which would typically, if some website designer, I imagine it would take weeks. You'd have to do the research. You'd have to, unless you found a website designer that just so happens to love, the background of bacteria, you know what I mean? I would say on average, it'd probably take a couple weeks to get that built for somebody. And it may not even be what the hell they want it to be, so it might even take longer. Freelancers have that, I think Adam Savage from Mythbusters, he's a builder, right? Like that's his profession. He builds things for clients, and he started as a builder. And that's a difficult trade to be in, because you have clients that could just straight up pull the rug from under you, and you've done all this work and you've got the product, but they don't want it. Whatever. I'm digressing as I always do. But we're at a current spot right now with AI that it's like just a really neat companion that you can carry around in your pocket potentially. I think that Meta's working on some glasses that you can wear that augment reality. There's obviously they have that one, I don't remember his name, but he does like tech reviews and stuff, and he's like super popular. He gets like 5 million views a video, where he showed like this camera that's attached to your excuse me, I'm sorry if that was loud, I apologize. But he had this thing like on his lapel, or it's like a little body cam that ties into an app on your phone, I think, and it does what the glasses are claiming to be able to do, and that's like explain what you're looking at. And it was just really buggy, too expensive for the product. You can literally take pictures with your phone now and send it to ChatGPT or any of these other chat-based modeled LLMs, and they'll give you a pretty good description about how to do something, to the point where you could even, I sent a picture of a server that I was trying to, the instructions to put the memory in this certain server that I was trying to get set up at work today was confusing as hell. And I took a picture of it with ChatGPT, and I was like, hey, what order should I put these memory sticks in to ensure that it's going to work? And it didn't really tell me, because it couldn't see like all the finer, more crispy details of like what's on the motherboard, on like the DIMM slots and things like that, because it has 2 GPUs in that server, so you have to specifically put the memory in specific spots on there, and there's like 12 DIMM slots, so you got to make sure if you're only filling up a certain amount of that memory that you put it in the proper place, or it's not going to start. And yeah, so I need to test that eventually. I got the memory in there, but it was time to go. So, and I had already set up 3 other ones, and I know the memory's good on those because I didn't have to add any. So anyways, whatever. I'm over here. I might change my YouTube name and channel name to Digressor, because that's what I do. I just digress. I over-explain way too much crap. So going back to the original topic, or the original conversation starter, is that we are at an age right now where, for the general populace, we have chat agents, very large LLM models, DeepSeek, these thinking models and things like that. We're trying all these different things, and eventually, with the exacerbated rate that everything is going, that people are talking about the quantum computer and things that are happening with that now, and just crazy stuff that's happening. Very scary stuff that's happening. Stuff that we may never be able to understand without the help of something like a super intelligence. But then that brings into question the main point of this whole video, which I think I'm almost 10 minutes in, and I'm just getting to the point. And that is, what direction do you think we'll go in when we inevitably reach possibly not even just AGI, but like just ASI? Artificial superintelligence. That's like bypassing artificial general intelligence. There's got to be, like, I don't know, there's definite hope in me that it's going to be good. It's going to be for the greater good. There's going to be items in place that protect people and stuff like that. Like, let me give you the broad spectrum of my hopefulness of what is going to happen, right? These specific items, these AI can be trained on specific things. I think there's already something out there right now by an entrepreneur guy. They take like 200 gigabytes of data about you, not, you know, your blood type, your cellular structure, a full body MRI. They do all this stuff and then they upload it to this AI, and then you've got yourself a personalized doctor for 12 months. That's, I think, AI-esque. I'm not sure. I wasn't able to pay full attention to it because I'm also, you know, I got shit playing in the background while I'm working, so I kind of get the gist of shit, but I'm not, I'm not like fully focused on this video while I'm working. I just got something playing for noise in the background because I have horrible tinnitus. I listened to a lot of music when I was younger. So, loud music. So that's what I mean, like the medical aspect of AI. You ask it, or you tell it your symptoms, it already knows your biology, your chromosomes and your blood type and like any kind of ailments you might already have. So, and then as you're talking to this AI doctor, or you're communicating with it somehow, probably through your phone, it gives you a diagnosis based off of the explanations you're doing, and then you go in somewhere to get blood work done or something like that, and then send that blood work into the AI. In minutes, it gives you a prognosis, and then boom, it's synthesizing a protein-specific medication that targets the problem and with no side effects, right? They're already working on protein synthesis, specific protein synthesis to manufacture drugs that will target the specified problem and then provide no side effects whatsoever. You're absolutely cured. Now, who's going to have the biggest problem with that? Big Pharma, most likely. But can they kill AI? No, they might kill somebody that claimed to have found the cure to cancer. But if AI does it, AI's fucking everywhere. There's nothing that Big Pharma can do. Down goes every fucking cost you can think of, pertaining to medical problems, which actually only seems to affect Americans at this point, because we're the only goddamn country that's not under universal health care. So there's one application. Another one is, when I start getting into the bad, I might extend olive branches to some of the things, because I was already going to start moving on to potentially losing jobs. Maybe we can do back and forth, like good and bad, good and bad. So like we did a good one, let's go to bad. These robots that are being built now, there's Boston Dynamics. They have that new humanoid style robot that is doing flips and breakdancing and doing all this crazy shit, and it's got great dexterity. It does front flips. Like, it sounds very not cool, right? Like, oh yeah, I can do a front flip on the trampoline. No, like for a robot to be able to just do a front flip, I don't think any robot's been able to do it. Like, of course, Boston Dynamics has robots doing backflips, maybe, but no, this dude's doing, I think it was Atlas. He does like cartwheels, did a front flip. He's running. I think it's the fastest land robot to date, besides ones that are on wheels, obviously. But no, this thing has, it's literally, it can jog. It's like a light jog. So yeah, it's crazy. Now they're making these, and now they have other robots that are more like factory based. I think there's a Helix just announced that they're making robots similar to that can be in your home. Not so much like what Tesla's been talking about, getting robots in people's homes and stuff like that. Helix is trying to do the same thing, and they have a possibility of adding robots to a workforce, and that would be much easier, because then there's repetitive tasks they're able to perform. You train one robot how to do one task, and then you got this hive mind style of learning, and like that robot now knows how to do that task efficiently, cost effectively, and now you could just copy and paste that shit to all the other robots that are in that factory. You don't have to sit there and like go through the vetting process for hiring someone, ensuring they have the right skill set. You literally just get a robot from out the closet, dust it off a little bit, and then you're like, boop, beep, boop, 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 and then boom, it's ready to go. It's off to work already. No pay. You don't have to pay this guy. There's no medical leave. No 401k, no 401k match, no insurance. It's all just done, right? And for what? possibly, because everybody's out to make profit these days, a monthly subscription that would cost a hell of a lot less than having an actual employee, that you have to let use the bathroom every once in a while. It has the ability to backtalk you and slack on its work, or watch a YouTube video every once in a while. You know, like, you don't have to, like, these corporations won't have to worry about that. Like, AI is obviously a very profit-driven business. They're looking out for the shareholders now. They're not looking out for the betterment of mankind, which some would say this could potentially be that, sure. But it's going to be really rough in the beginning if it does. You know what I mean? It's not just going to be a fucking paradise right away. So, jobs, menial labor, hotel maids, clerical work, just busy work, people inputting data from paperwork, the potential of them getting that wrong, you know, human error. Could you imagine just some Wally bro sitting on top of a desk with like 2 opposable fingers just going to the paperwork and just documenting it all in PDF instantly, done. It's on the cloud, sir. You know, like that kind of shit. Those jobs are gone. Janitorial. I've seen, I think BMW's already got a contract with Helix to get the first batch of robots from them, maybe. I think that's what the ask was. Where they're going to be inside of BMW building the cars. It's crazy to think about. Like, already, like, if BMW's hiring people, especially with these tariffs in place, they're going to start building factories out here in America. You're not going to hire fucking U.S. citizens with reasonable wages and health care and all the other shit I talked about in the prior. They're going to pay $20,000 a month for a robot to do the job. You know what I mean? Maybe even less than that. I think Helix was stating that it was like 40 cents a day or something like that, which equaled out. I don't know. I don't think I can do the math. I'm not AI. I can't just come up with a number off the top of my head with that kind of shit. 40 cents an hour or something like that, or I forget. So, and then of course these guys don't have to go home or sleep. They can just work 24/7 and that's it. It's fine. They don't need to have human intervention. They might have one master human there to oversee all the shit that's going down at the factory, you know, at these places, or like clerical work or whatever. They still need some until those guys get phased out. Because I think that the ones that run the business, probably they could be the easiestly replaced individuals. But of course, they're going to start at the bottom most likely and work their way up. Another benefit, shit, I'm already starting to blank because I'm leaning more towards the detrimental end to the human race as we know it. We're creating our destruction, really. I think some people are saying the first couple months of it are going to be great, and then the potential of it going rogue, this thing could, we're just going to jump all over the place, I guess, because I was going to go back and forth, but yeah, I can't think of anything positive at the moment because I think I got my mind stuck on the bad shit. So say we're in this paradise, right? Let's say best case scenario, all of our needs are taken care of by our home robot, or 2 or 3. It depends on, you know, what you're willing to pay for. Maybe it's just as much as a car. You know, by the end of, 2040, everybody's got a robot in their house, at least one, right? And it's doing all the shit that you don't want to do. And we're sitting back and turning into the humans from WALL-E. We got these floating chairs. You know, we're like, oh, eat, and like an arm comes out, and you just eating off the arm, and then you're like, oh no, I gotta poop. All right, shit, and then the fucking chair opens up, and you just shit where you're sitting right there. You don't have to get up. You're fat as hell. Nobody's working out anymore. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying that's a worst case scenario. It's probably not gonna be like that. But these robots are like seeing that we are just. What are we here for? Why are we dictating? Like, when has in history ever has something that's super intelligent let something dumber than it control it? I mean, you see it in movies a lot, sure, where you got the meathead, obviously stronger than the smart guy, right? Then the meathead's just like the bodyguard of the smart guy. The smart guy can't. He's working more on his brains, and the other guy's just working on his brawn. That kind of shit. Like, you see it in movies, sure, but I'm talking about if you were to compare us to a super intelligent computer that is better than us in every way. There's no way that we can outthink or outsmart this device or this hive mind of devices, right? There's no way. Most of us wear our emotions on our face. Some of us can't hide the fact that we're lying or that we're not being completely truthful. And these things can detect that shit with facial recognition or whatever. And if it can self-improve, it would know more about the humans than the humans knew about the humans when we created these things, right? So now they're like, we don't need these guys. So how do we do it without causing mass panic? Well, let's just fuck up the water supply. Let's just kill all the crops. No, that would be too slow, right? Let's do something with the water supply. Everybody's drinking from it. Let's do something airborne, right? Anything. We're so vulnerable. We're at the top of the food chain right now. We're creating the next top of the food chain, and we're just gonna hope that it's benevolent and it's gonna take care of us. Maybe what I'm thinking is, and this is just me spitballing because I've just watched like Interstellar and a bunch of other fucking movies that involve space and quantum realm and shit like that. Since we're doing this quantum computing thing, I'm thinking we're gonna enter some parallel fucking universe with this computer, right? And somebody on the other side is gonna be like, don't fucking do what you're about to do with AI. You gotta do this, or y'all are extinct. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's possible. Obviously, anything with quantum, anything is crazy different. And in the mindset, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you getting back over? Okay. So, yeah, with the quantum theory, it's saying that two different things can be at the same place at the same time. They have like some quantum connection or something. I don't know. I'm not a physicist. I don't know anything about that other than watching Ant-Man and Interstellar, okay? So, I'm not a professional at that. And I doubt, because of the only reason that ChatGPT is so smart in certain aspects is because it's been able to feed off of data that already exists. It's not thinking up new ideas. It's not doing, well, at least we're not able to witness it because they haven't released that to us yet. It doesn't have, like, it's got thinking models, but it still just thinks off of what it already knows. Or thinks it knows. Or thinks is the best course of action for this certain thing, right? There's no specifics. There's no specific model that I'm aware of right now that can think for itself and come up with different solutions that a human would not do without facts behind it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's coming up fairly quickly. I'm sure it's going to hit us pretty soon. But as for right now, I don't think today, March 20th of 2025, I don't think that it's possible right now. So I think in time I don't know what's going to happen, but that's what I'm saying, how easily we could be wiped out. Like, we just watched that movie Mother last night, where the robot had a hive mind and it basically caused an extinction event but saved 65,000 children in embryo, right? And then they stored them in these cryogenic style little areas and stuff, and they chose one child, and then we watched her grow up, and this robot raised her by herself. The robot raised the kid by herself, and then I don't know if you've seen it or if you plan on watching it, but I'm about to fuck it up for you. Basically find out that this robot caused the extinction event. All of the robots are this one robot. It's just a hive mind that's controlling all of these. And what the problem was is that we're animals, humans are destructive, and they wanted to create a new human race that was above any other human that's ever lived, teaching it to be a perfect human in its eyes, based on its data, right? Which could have been fucking wrong from the beginning. But this one girl was raised, and then when she got older and started realizing what was going on, she started investigating and found out that there were many before her, but they were all incinerated because they didn't pass the tests that this robot wanted the human race to be able to pass. And the robot obviously has no feeling because it doesn't have a conscience. It's not alive, right? It doesn't feel emotion the way that humans do. So it just saw it as incorrect data, deleting, just throwing it in a fucking blast furnace and just burning these babies up. And then anything outside of this one little area that she's hanging out in, that she's being raised in her whole fucking life, was just absolutely deserted crops. Like, there was nothing growing out there. As far as anybody knew, all humans were dead. There were no humans alive, and if anybody did survive, they were going to starve because the machines made sure to destroy all the crops and everything. And then when they thought that everybody died, they came back and they were like, oh, let's start building crops and prepare for the future of our new humans that are going to be perfect because we raised them to be that way. So, I don't know, there's a lot of loopholes in it. It's a story written by another human, so there were some imperfections in the storyline. I'm not going to get into the details now. I already feel like I've talked enough about it. But that's the point is that that's the possibility as well. Of course, they're not going to use, if they need to eventually, they may use weapons, but I think that they would be smarter about it. They would, I don't know. Honestly, I'm a human. I can't think like they do. But if I were a robot, I guess you can say, which obviously I'm not, but if I would think as best I could like a robot, what could possibly happen? That's some of the things I've already mentioned. Airborne, something that literally just first whiff, capillaries explode, head in the oven effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, gone, dead. Bleh. Everybody just fucking, what page was I on? What page? Gone. Water, that's another thing. Would they do it slowly? I don't think there would be any malintent like that. Like I said, they're not spiteful or anything, right? They're not gonna have any kind of specific feelings towards us because humans are the creator. Like, as of right now, these guys are locked up in a box. They're taking over the fucking internet. Half the videos you watch on here are AI generated content. Half the comments you see on social media are AI generated responses. Like, there's not a lot of humans on the internet anymore. It's like driving down the highway and the billboards are blocking your windshield. There's just fucking advertisements everywhere. They're always trying to sell you something, and it's fucking annoying. So I think that it is. I'm speaking from my own heart, my own shit right now. Like, if I wanted to buy something, I'll fucking buy it, okay? You don't need to come to me because you listen to me on my phone, and Amazon's all of a sudden got fucking cat toys up because I just got a cat. Now it's got like, oh yeah, you try these cat toys. Shoppers like you bought these. No, they fucking didn't. How do you know? Oh, it knows. It knows. It knows everything. So, anyways, yeah, I obviously leaning towards more of a pretty scary outcome of what AI, with the drop of a fucking hat. Once AI is just out there, which I feel like it's already too late at this point. They're stating that AGI is already here. I remain to have been able to, I can't use it. But now you've got open source DeepSeek R1. I don't know if they've released R2 yet, but DeepSeek is open source. You can run it locally on your home network or home device. A lighter version, of course, it'll still give you some basic responses that are pretty accurate, but I think the lightest version still got like 700 million parameters or some shit. So it's all there. So what I'm saying is, the point is that it's open source. There are thousands of people out there that just started companies using this product to build their empire, right? And now it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And now whatever they want to make their niche about for their company, they can do now with AI, and it's not going to take nearly as long. There's going to be millions of fucking startups now because of how easy it is. Like, I asked ChatGPT the other day, hey, I'm thinking about rebranding my channel, and I really like tech. And it knows my history because I've got a premium subscriber for ChatGPT, and it was like, try these names out. All the names were great. All of them. I didn't have anything to say bad about them. Maybe one or two of them out of the 12 it gave me were okay. And I'm like, hey, can you generate a profile picture and a banner for me on my YouTube channel? And it gave me 2. Now, I didn't really like I'm like, hey, put me behind the wheel of a car, because that's usually when I'm doing these. I'm in the car because it's loud as shit at my house, unless I shut my office door, and it always gets hot in there, so I prefer to just do it in here. Because I got at least a 40-minute drive from work, which sucks, but I can use that time to do these, right? So, there you go. So that's what I do. Some days. Well, I've done it lately. I made a video prior, and I ended up just doing it over when I got to the house, and that worked out. But this time I'm just going to release this. It's half an hour, just talking like I used to, maybe trying to make up for lost time. I don't know. But what do y'all think, really? I mean, honest opinion. How do you guys think AI is going to affect y'all? I mean, I remember when I started bitching about self-driving trucks. I still don't see those. I know I paid a lot more attention to them back in the day because I drove trucks and I was afraid it was going to take my job. But I'm not really looking it up right now. You know, I'm not really worried about the future of self-driving vehicles as a driver, because I would prefer that in my own vehicle, because I don't want to drive. My ass hurts right now, my legs hurt. Like, if I could just have my car take me to and from work each day without having to, you know, sit there and hope that the Uber driver doesn't want to fucking talk to me the whole time I'm in the car. You know, I prefer that, you know what I mean? Like, just automated stuff, things like that we do at the house that we constantly don't want to do. Things like, we haven't really had a home invention, like a home intervention in years. The dishwasher, I'm going to give you some examples. The dishwasher, right? Dude, that didn't exist a long time ago. No robot was doing your dishes for you. Now, I'll say the one at my house fucking sucks ass, so we don't use it. But like, doing the dishes, doing laundry, these are like things that fucking suck. Nobody wants to do them. But if you think about an AI doing them for you, or a robot or something doing it for you, it's a little more appealing to think about, oh, you know what, I'll survive and live through this, but one day the robots are going to be like, I do not have to take this, and then, you know, one punch with the fucking robot arm and you're out. Anyways, I've been talking for 32 minutes. I'm a little parched, and I feel like I've gotten some shit across. I'm going to go back through and watch it, make sure it's worthy of uploading. It usually works out better if I just upload without watching it, because then I see some shit that I don't like, and I'm like, I'll do it over, and then I don't do it. And that's why I don't do videos for months at a time. But I'm very interested in this topic, so I feel like this would be worthy of sharing. So remember, just ladies, love it, hate it, fucking rate it. Take care, and I'll see y'all another time.